I'm sure that a lot of you Spyderco fans and high quality folding knife fans, many of you will recognize these iterations of the excellent little Temperance knife from Spyderco. So it's a folding knife, as you can tell. They're both made in the USA, Golden, Colorado. This is the first version and this is the second. Okay, so this video is just to highlight some of the differences. Let me jump straight to it. Okay, first model called the Little Temperance. It's supposedly based on the fixed blade Temperance design, although other than the pronounced leaf shape, I don't really find many commonalities between the folding and the fixed version. However, let's discuss the design. So we have G10 construction, we have SCPM S30V blade. I no longer have the clip for it, unfortunately. Okay, but it came with a pocket clip. That was quite attractive visually speaking, but not as comfortable or modern as the other offerings from Spyderco. For instance, this one here, the hourglass shape. Okay, so some specifics of the original model. It had a 4.5 close length when you fold the knife, a 3-inch blade, the thickness really substantial, 4mm thickness. Okay, which is 0.156 inches. That's quite stout for a folder. Okay, and the weight came in at 4.5 ounces. CBMS 30V, made in the US. All right, and the next one, the Little Temperance 3. I don't know if there's a Little Temperance 2. If there is, I missed it completely. But this is a much newer model. There are several years apart between that one and this one. Okay, it's a lot thinner. But before we jump into comparisons, let me tell you, this is also G10 S30V, also 4mm. Okay, but the blade is a little bit shorter. It's actually about 2.9. All right, and the weight came down to an excellent 4 ounces. Okay, so half an ounce it lost. You may wonder how come these little tiny blades are so heavy, right, for a folding knife. We'll get to it. So let's just get rid of the bark piece and put them both in my hand and begin the conversation. Okay, so there is a liner that runs across this one all the way through. And the liner, there's also a very thin liner that supports the compression lock mechanism and also the screws that you see here. But the liner is a lot slimmer on the newer version than it is on the old one. Okay. Again, the blades are very similar in shape. This one is probably more attractive and appealing to you as it is to me as well. It's kind of the leaf is more pronounced. It doesn't seem so unbalanced and stubby as this one does, but they're both very attractive. I do acknowledge that this blade here is a very, very acquired taste. You need to be into Spideys, you need to be into just the basic ergonomic goal of a handle and cutting performance. They're not going for looks on this design. Perhaps that shows in the sales, because I believe this model is discontinued. This one is for sure. Okay, so the older one had these finger grooves that don't really target all of your fingers in the hand, just like these three here, right? And then these two are combined into this giant choil here. Okay. But it's it all works out to be an excellent, comfortable handle here. A little bit square in some areas, but nevertheless very locked in position, extremely locked in. I didn't mention this, but the idea behind the two blades, other than being very stout, little compact folding blades, they're actually intended for martial blade crafts, so actually fighting, combat. So made for combat, guys. Made for combat. At 4 ounces, 4.5 ounces, 3-inch blade, 2.9 blade, 4mm S30V, full edge from tip to handle. I mean, that's a rarity in the Spyderco world these days, unless you go to the resilience and the tenacious and the persistence line. That's a pretty hard to see. They tend to give you really nice choils, like the Stretch, the Kali. So very compact and stout. Okay, I have to say, I've taken this blade, not this one because the other one I broke the clip on. This is a second model. I just love it so much. I've taken a little Temperance 3 into the Algonquin Park interior on a couple of trips actually in the winter time. This is a folder that I brought. Why? Because it's light, 4 ounces, and it's just so stout, guys. So stout. You compare this to many other folders. To get this level of rigidity, you need to go up in ounces, and this is only 4 ounces. Gives you a lot of cutting edge, almost 3 inches of cutting edge, and it just feels great in the hand. G10 will not transfer too much cold. I took it actually winter camping. It did not transfer cold as much. This is a bit of a safe queen. As you can tell, it's seen better days. Unfortunately, the S30V was neglected by previous owners, and it's showing it. I haven't cleaned it up. I may polish it one day, but that's fine. I appreciate things the way they are. They don't need to be super pretty for me to enjoy them, like this example here. Okay, so a couple of comparison points. I know I've been rambling a lot. It's not a very precise or to the point review, guys, but the handle ergonomics changed a lot. What they did here is that what they did in the new version, the little 3, is they simplified it. Yeah, they give you a bit of a beak, hook bill here at the end. Not hook bill, handle hook at the end here that locks you in a little bit. This is probably superior. It is. If you were to penetrate it, it feels a lot more secure. But this is right on the money as well. The G10 is a lot grippier, right? And it swells well enough in the belly here of the handle that you're fairly locked in. Less of a guard, but we got jimping that we didn't have before. Okay. And somehow the handle, although thinner, on the new version, it doesn't feel as square. I guess the grooves force your fingers to place the butt here in the thick of your palm, and somehow it feels square, a little bit square there. While locked in square, this is it's similar to the stretch. It's kind of hard to describe. All right, guys, I haven't folded any of them, so I lost the clip on this one. It's funky looking. I didn't like it that much. This clip is one of the highest retaining clips that I have seen from Spyderco. The screws are widely placed, so that give you more leverage, right? And the combination of the G10 and that tension, man, this is really secure. Another reason why I take this as backpacking. It's one of my top choices as a folder. So the argument behind the dimples that we see in the handle here are for fighting purposes. They allow you, in theory, to switch positions, flip the knife around comfortably by just pinching it like this. As you can tell, I'm not practiced at it. I barely use that functionality. It's good that your middle finger lands squarely on it, so it's comfy. This one, the clip actually had a similar concept. These dimples, I don't know how they can be used for that purpose, to be honest. Okay, so a bit of a rambling exercise here, guys. I just wanted to show these two legends of the Spyderco world to you. Hopefully you like them. Feel free to ask any questions. Thank you.